Hello and welcome to Divine's Time. The title of the video: No Excuse. Without further ado, here's your host, Apostle Divine Simmons.
Hello, and how are you? And glad to be here today, and I'm so glad to see you again. And I'm just so thankful to the Lord for letting us see a brand new year. And I'll tell you right now, it is time to get ourselves together because God got great things for us in 2022. But one of the things the Lord had been laying upon my heart, He said, there are too many excuses. And we're living in a time where people don't do nothing but make excuses. And an excuse is nothing but a dressed up lie. But you know what? We're going to stop all these excuses and we're going to get ourselves together. It's time to examine yourself. And when you examine yourself and you stop lying to yourself, you're going to stop lying to everybody else. And there's something greater. Amen. Let's just be real. Let's just be real this year with everybody. And let's just tell them the truth. When you be real this day and you begin to stop and you look at life, you say, Lord, it is what it is. Don't sit there and try to make an excuse for it. It's time to change your life. Don't sit there and try to make something that is not. Just be real. Some things in life, we sit there and we'll try to cover up and act like it's okay when it's not okay. Then you begin to try to make excuses for everybody. And the time for excuses is just out because people are tired of being lied to. And sometimes your own marriages and your relationships and things go wrong because all you do is make excuses for something. You make excuses why I didn't do this. You made excuses why I didn't do that. And after a while, people will get tired of excuses. They're going to get tired of you lying to them, because God don't even like excuses. Let's see something in the Bible right quick with what God showed me. Let's look at Luke in the 14th chapter, and let's start at the 15th verse. And when one of those at the table with him heard this, he said to Jesus, "Blessed is the one who will eat at the feast." Jesus replied, "A certain man was preparing a great banquet and invited many guests. At that time of the banquet, he sent his servants to tell those who had been invited, 'Come, for everything is now ready.' Everything is just waiting on you. God have already prepared it. All you got to do is just go ahead on and step on in it for 2022. And you're sitting there still make up excuses. Well, I can't do this because, or I can't go there because, or I don't have this ready because. Stop making up excuses. Don't you know you're not going to win your life if you just constantly just sit there and make up excuses why this didn't happen, why that didn't happen. Come on, it's not happening because you're not making it happen. Look at the 18th verse. But they all alike began to make excuses. Everybody had an excuse why they couldn't come. Come on now. Everybody. And the first said, I have just bought a field. And you know what he said? And I got to go and see to it. Please excuse me. When people give excuses, the excuses don't be pretty much in nothing, and they're just sitting there still trying to make up an excuse why it didn't happen. Stop lying. I would rather for a person just to tell me, look, I'm not going to do something, I can't do it. But when you sit there and you lie, and you begin to say, well, I can't do it because don't you know people know that you lying? Don't you know people know when you're telling the truth? It's time out for lying to one another. But come on here in 2022, it's time to get it together. It's time to get your life together. Verse 19 said, and another said, I just bought 5 yokes of oxen, and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me. Here's another one with excuse. Don't you know people don't want to hear your excuses? God don't want to hear your excuses. Sometimes you go to people and invite them to church. Well, I would go to church, but I don't have a suit. Well, I would go to church, but I don't have clothes to put on. Come on now, somebody. I would go to church, but I don't have the shoe. I'd go to church, but I just don't have the things I need. Nothing but excuses. But isn't it strange that when you get ready to go somewhere else, you can find things to dress up in? Isn't it strange that when you get ready to do what you want to do, you already have the way made? But when it comes down to the things of God, when it comes down to things that's important in your life, all you do is put them off. procrastination. If it's not procrastination, it's lying. It's an excuse. But don't you know, as long as you keep putting things on your life, you'll never get nowhere. And sometimes you'll sit there and you hear people say, oh, I want to change my life. I want something better. I want to do something better with my life. But every time that you want to do something better, you make up an excuse. Oh, I couldn't do this because, oh, well, I don't have the money to do it. Don't you know, when you want something bad enough and you're determined enough, you're going to get out there and you're going to try your best until you get it. You're going to get out there and you're going to do it until you get what you want. And stop lying to yourself. Stop laying in the bed every day and telling yourself, don't look like my life is going nowhere. How it's going to go anywhere when you're not doing nothing to make it go nowhere? How's it going to get better if you're not trying to make it better? Come on. Then still another one said, I just got married, so I can't come to the banquet. Everybody had an excuse. And don't you know, sooner or later, Jesus got tired. He got so tired of them giving excuses. He said, go to the highways, go to the byways, go everywhere that you can and bring them into my house. Why? Because he said, I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of people making up excuses why they can't come, why they can't serve God, why you can't do better, why things won't change in your life. And then sometimes you want to sit there and look at other people and you want to sit there down depressed. You're down and depressed because you're not doing nothing with yourself. When you start doing something with yourself, you won't have time to sit there and be down, disgusted. You won't have time to sit there and be depressed. You won't have time because you're going to be too busy doing something for you, getting yourself together, getting your life together. You know, it come a time in your life, either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. You know, don't lie. Don't make up excuses. Either you're going to be for somebody or you're against them. Either you're going all the way with them or you're not going at all with them. Come on, it's time to be real. It's time to just put all things aside. It's time to lay aside every weight, everything that's holding you down. Stop making excuses. Come on. Excuse me. Stop making excuses for it. Stop telling yourself, oh, it's going to get better. Nothing going to get better if you don't make it better. Nothing is going to get greater till you make it greater. Life is what you make it. You know what 2022 waiting on? You to change. You know 2022 waiting on you to say, I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that. I done got fed up with this. I done got fed up with that. I'm tired of taking it. I'm tired of going through it. That's what 2022 is waiting on you to say. Not just sit there and make up excuses. Not just sit there and keep telling yourself it's going to get better. It's not going to get better until you make it better. Come on and give God a praise for that right now. It's not going to get better. We keep sitting there waiting for a rainbow in the sky. But don't you know you got to get up and help your rainbow to happen? Don't you know you got to get up and make it right? Don't you know you have to get up and do something? You got to try. If you fail, you got to keep trying until you make it. But just sitting there, it's not going to change. It's not going to change on its own. You know, it's not going to change because you say it. And then some people will sit there and we'll pray. God going to change it. God going to make it better. God can't do no more than you allow him to. God can't change what you're not trying to change. God can't do what you won't let him do. God cannot do what you won't do for yourself. And sometimes we find ourselves as Christians, we are constantly in church praying. And we're praying, God do this for me, God do that for me. And God said, look, I've opened up the door. All you got to do is walk through it. I've made the way. I prepared it. He prepared the banquet. All he had to do was come. But they didn't want to do that. All they wanted to do is sit there and make up excuses why they couldn't come. And that's the way the world is. That's the way people is today. People rather sit there and make up excuses than to get up and try. You know, it's always something. If I tried, if I fail, let me at least say that I tried. Let me at least say that if my life don't turn out the way I want it to turn out, let me at least say I tried to make my life better. Let me at least say I tried to do better. Come on, give God a praise. Come on and give him a praise right now. If things don't go right in your life, who can you fault? We keep sitting there trying to fault people for our mistakes. We keep sitting there trying to fault somebody because it didn't work out. If something not working, now why you keep trying to work it? Come on, give God a praise. You keep on sitting there telling yourself it's going to work when you know it's not going to work, when you know it's getting badder, when you know it's at the point that you say, look, I just can't go no more. I'm trying. You know what that means? That means that you're walking inside of a river that had dried up. And you keep sitting there waiting on water for it, and nothing is going to come in because it's dried up. When something is dried up, it's dried up. When it's dead, it's dead. And you can't bring something dead to life unless God want to survive it. And many times God is not going to survive something that he know is not good for you. You know it's not good for you. You keep telling yourself it's not good. You keep telling yourself that person in your life is not good for you. And you just keep on drying. You just keep on sitting by a brook that's dried up. You just keep allowing yourself to go through something that's not going to happen. And you got to keep telling yourself it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I've tried. And if you keep trying and it don't work, why keep trying? It's like somebody go to the doctor and you're taking medicine and it's not working. And you keep taking the medicine. You know it's not working. You know it's not going to good. What you going to do? Sit there and just keep taking the medicine? Or you going to go back to your doctor and say, look, I've tried the medicine, but it's not working. So we got to stop trying things that you know not going to work. You keep trying to do things and you know it's not going to work. You keep trying to make somebody happy that don't want to be happy with you. You know, and you keep on trying to push somebody to love you that don't want to love you. That's not going to happen. Stop making up excuses. Oh, they're tired today. Oh, well, they just don't feel like being worried. No, they don't want to be worried with you. You know it, but you don't want to be shamed. You got that old proud spirit, and you don't want nobody to know, look, this is just a mistake. You know, you got to tell yourself, well, I know it's not going to work. And I can't keep doing it. You can't keep going to a well that don't have water to drink when there's nothing there to drink. You're just fooling yourself. You're just hurting yourself. You need to get up. It's 2022. You need to get up and say, you know what? There's something better than this for my life. There's something better than sitting by a dried up brook. But you know what? I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to make no more excuses. And I'm going to tell myself, look, this thing is not working. It's time for me to go forward. It's time for me to get better. It's time for me to stop sitting in the seat of liars. It's time for me to stop sitting in the seat with people that don't want nothing, not trying to improve their life. But it's 2022. I want to be with somebody talking the right talk, doing the right thing. At least got a mind to do it. Even if you fail, if you're trying to do it, that's better than sitting there doing nothing. Come on, let me pray for you right now. Father, in the name of Jesus, I speak to everyone right now that's listening at this video. And God, I speak to those that are listening at it. And every time I'm saying the word, they're saying, she's talking to me. Lord, you're talking to me. The words coming out of my mouth, you speaking directly to me, Lord. You know that I'm going through this morning, Lord. And Father, I'm asking you right now to touch them. Open up their minds, open up their hearts, open up their eyes. Stop letting them fool themselves today, Lord. Stop letting them keep going through something and they know it's not working. They need to know today, Lord, that you are able to do everything, God, but fail. You are able to bring them out of this. You are able to deliver them. You are able to give them peace, love, joy, and happiness. Lord, that you done already prepared for them. Lord, you say, I go and I prepare a place for you. You have already prepared the place. Oh, God, do open up their eyes today, Lord. Let them reach out to you because you got something greater. You got something better, Lord, than what they're going through right now. And in your name, I give you glory and I give you honor and I give you praise in Jesus' name today. Listen, I want you to take time and open up your eyes, and I don't want you to fool yourself not one more day. Then you just got to start asking God, is there something better for my life? Lord, what am I doing that I'm doing wrong? What am I doing, Lord? And God is going to show you. He's going to tell you, look, stop walking down an empty street. You don't see nothing. You don't even see a car. You don't see nothing. And you just finding yourself walking down an empty street, down in a dry valley. Open up your eyes today and tell yourself, no more excuses. No more excuses in my life. I'm not making no more excuses. I'm not making no more excuses for nobody. I'm not making no excuses for my family. I'm not making no excuses for my children. I'm not making no excuses for nothing and nobody. I'm going to, God, open up my eyes to reality. I'm going to face this thing. And God, you know what? I'm going to act like God, that there's something greater. I'm going to start talking it until it get into my heart, my soul, my body, and my spirit. spirit until I realize, God, great is he that's in me than he that's in the world. And God, there's nothing I can't do through you if I believe you today. God, I got to put my faith back in the right things and in the right place. I've been using my faith, but I'm using my faith for the wrong things in the wrong way. And God, it's not going to work because God can't work something that he's not in. And you keep praying to God and say, Lord, I want you to work this out. How God going to work something out that he's not even in? We keep sometimes praying vain prayers because God is not going to work against his will. God's going to work in his will, not against his will. And if it's not God's will for your life, God cannot answer that prayer. So it's time for you to open up your eyes and say, Lord, let thy will be done in my life. God, send the person in my life, God, that's going to give me joy. Send the person in my life, God, that's going to give me peace. God, send the person in my life that's going to love me, that I don't have to force love out. You don't want to be with nobody. You got to force them to love you. You got to almost make them love you. You almost got to buy them to make them love you. That's not love. That's bondage. Because when the money go, they go. When you stop supplying their needs, they gone. So that's not the kind of love in the life that you need. You need something to hold on to. You need somebody that's going to love you that's true. Something that's real on the inside of you. This is what you need today. And you know what I want you to do right now? I want to thank God for all those that have subscribed to this channel. I thank you so much, and I really appreciate every one of you. I thank every one of you that made comments. I just appreciate you so much because that let me know you're thinking about me. That let me know, Divine, look, I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm believing that God is ready to do something in my life. And you know, when you do that, that lets me know that I am doing something, that I'm helping somebody. And you know, I want you to go right now and subscribe to this channel. I want you to go right now. Come on, give me a like. Come on, give me something to let me know that you are there. Let me know that I'm doing something for you and in your life. Come on, I want you to view these videos that I'm making. Don't let them be in vain. Somebody need this. Somebody right now praying and saying, Lord, I wish I could have somebody to talk to me. Somebody praying right now and say, Lord, I wish I had somebody to speak a word of encouragement to me. Sometimes the thing that we throw away, somebody else won't. Don't you know the hardest thing in a way is to throw something good away and you realize later that you throw the best thing away in your life that you had? Don't you know it's hard to say, Lord, give me something, God give it to you, and you don't appreciate it? God sent his women and his men of God and to encourage us. God sent his people to give us a word, and what we do, we don't take it. We throw it away. We just don't care. But let me tell you, it's time out. This time is passing now for something greater to go on in your life. It's time now for something to take place. It's time now for stop walking in circles. It's time now to reach out and say, Lord, every day that you wake me up, I'm going to make my life fruitful. I'm going to do something in it. I'm going to give my soul to God if I'm not saved. I'm going to take time out and give my heart to God because I know God is the only answer. We keep trying to get around God. We keep trying to get around the word, but you can't. Because God is the door. He is the door that you got to walk through to get the peace, love, joy, happiness, content. Everything containing to your life is in God. The joy that you need is in God. When you give God you, God's going to give you everything that you need. Look at your neighbor somewhere that's sitting by you. Say, you know what? God waiting on you. You think you're waiting on God. People are sitting there, I'm waiting on God. No, you're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. God is waiting for you to open up your eyes. God is waiting on you to stop giving excuses. God is waiting on you to stop lying to yourself. And when you open up your eyes and you tell yourself, look, God got something better for me, God is ready to give it to you. So what I want you to do right now, I want you to go and subscribe to this channel. I want you to go ring that bell and subscribe to this channel. I want you to give me a like. I want you to view and let me know what it's doing for you. Until next time, Divine is saying, I love you.
We would like to thank all of our subscribers. We greatly appreciate all of you for the love and support. So let's continue to grow together, and for those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, hit that notification button so we can inform you of new video releases. And lastly, don't forget to leave us a comment below.